only 15 minutes late today. One of these days I'll be on time, but you can always expect me anytime between 1:30 and 2 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. And today I had a very special request from Sasha to make some kayak and some paddleboard designs. So these are the sketches that I'll be working on, and we are going to see what we can do. Hi Amber, how are you? I'm gonna flip over the screen and we'll get started. It's a beautiful day outside, so let's go ahead and flip the screen, and you can see our neighbors and our beautiful day. Mark's cutting the grass. Oh no, it's this way that I have to do it. It's this way that I have to do it. I always forget the direction. There we go. Perfect. And let's tighten that in place. And I'm going to pull up the video on my computer so I could see what's going on. Are we on my right channel? I have far too many YouTube channels. Live. Make sure the sound is off. And open it up. And there we go. Susan, how are you? You're here so quickly. So there we go. So let me just move this over. I'm going to move this over. I'm going to bring up the screen a little, just a titch. Okay, just a titch. So we have my, you can see a little better. I need to get settled in. I pulled up the resin too. Ooh, look at all the hearts. Thank you guys. Awesome. Yeah, I pulled out my resin because I thought it would be fun to do some of these with resin. And yeah, so as always, I just find some clip art, images on Canva, some of my own sketches, and we just go for it. The key is to try to interpret these designs in wires. So that's the fun part. And we're going to maybe try one with a little figure, and then try a kayak, and then there's the paddleboard too. So let me know if you guys have ever done kayaking or paddleboarding, because the only thing I've ever done is I did it's called SUP, stand up paddleboard yoga. I did that once before. It was quite fun, except I had to take off my glasses, so I didn't enjoy that. And hi Mirta, and hi Corey. Awesome. The crew is here. So let's go ahead, and the first thing I want to try, because I had an idea and we're going to see if it's going to work, is I have my flat wire, and I should have got my file. I might have to run down and get my file, but I'm going to, yeah, hardcore yoga, exactly. It was a girl that started her own business doing stand-up paddleboard yoga, and she gave me a free class so I would promote it on social media. But as it turns out, she didn't really pursue it. So she kind of did it for a little bit, and then she decided it wasn't for her, and she ended up, I think she had a baby, and I think she might be a stay-at-home mom or got another job that was more conducive to motherhood. So, but she was very sweet. I'm just looking at my flat wire. I have 3mm and 5. So what I want to do is, I had a thought, and no, it didn't hurt, but sometimes it does. And I'm going to try to do a paddle with this, and I'm going to have to get my file. So we have Mirta, so many problems with the washing machine. Oh, we had trouble with our washing machine. We have an old washing machine we bought when we moved in the house, so it's almost 30 years old, which isn't too bad in washing machine years. But things are not always the best quality. But this one is, I think it's a Kenmore from Sears, who Sears went out of business, of course. And it's a great machine. And so the guy came to look at it to see if he could fix it. And he's like, yeah, fix it. It's worth it because it's a good quality machine, rather than throw it out and get a new one, which a lot of people like to do. But it's not good just to throw things out because they're not working. So he fixed it, and it's good. You got a new one last year. Oh yeah, and ours is a basic, none of this like none electronic stuff or any of that stuff. Our fridge is older than me. Like, it was my friend who has almost the same birthday as me. It was in his house growing up, and so it's a very old fridge. footage, but I love it because it's solid. It's never broken, knock on wood. So I've just cut it on a bit of an angle to make the paddle to round it out. If this was even thicker, it would be better. I think this is 4. If I had a 5, it would be even better. Basic, yeah, good stuff. That's the way to go. I'm gonna grab my file. I'll be right back. Okay, here's my file. Sorry about that. And we're gonna wind it up. Yeah, we got our oven at the same time, but the trouble is when the thermostat broke, and we asked about fixing that, and it was gonna cost us $180 to fix the thermostat. So I said, well, we'll just guess. We'll just put a thermometer in the oven and just kind of try to figure out and make sure it's at the right temperature. But as I'm not a chef, I don't cook a lot, so it really doesn't bother me. We use our toaster oven more than anything, and I just don't bake anymore. But I don't need to bake now. I did it when Mimi was little, and we had to bring stuff to bake sales and make muffins and stuff like that. But no, I don't miss the oven, so it's not a big deal. Oh, what happened to Mirta? I forgot to put in the drain. Oh no, okay, good luck. Good luck. Hopefully we'll see you in a minute. There we go. Yeah. I hope you don't have a flood. Okay, so there we go. So we're gonna round this out the best we can. And like I said, if it was thicker, it'd be probably better. This is a total experiment, because what I was thinking, and this might not work, I was thinking, what if you just tried to make a paddle, and then over here tried to squeeze it in, but this might not work at all. So if we bring it in here, because it's aluminum, it might work. It might, and if it doesn't, then my idea is not useful. But what I'm doing, I'm just squeezing it at the side. And I don't know if it would, if I hammered it, it would work, or if that would just break it. And this isn't easy on your hands, so I think my idea is not going to work. But that's live and learn. I think the resin is going to be the best idea, because I thought this would be fun. And you just have to squeeze it in. I think the nylon jaw pliers wouldn't be any better either. Let's try this. And the aluminum, when you squeeze it and manipulate it, it's lost its shininess. It became really dull. So I'm not sure this is a good idea whatsoever. And if I hammer it, no, I don't think even if I hammer it, it's going to work. Oh, here, if I go lower down in the pliers, you have more leverage, just because of the engineering of it. So I've gone, if you had longer pliers, you would have more leverage, and it would probably work better. But see if we do like this, and then I thought, don't know if it would work to poke a hole at the top, but see, it kind of looks like a paddle, but it also kind of doesn't look like a paddle. But because I'm invested in this, I should probably try to finish it. And then you could either poke a hole at the top, or let's just bring it in a little bit more, not too much. It's really, I wouldn't advise this if you have arthritis, because it's kind of hard on your hands. But we're gonna just squeeze that like that. Yeah, it wasn't the vision I had. And then and it feels weird. That's the thing with the aluminum. Once you start to manipulate it, it has a weird kind of chalkboardy feel to it. Okay, so if I want to make the loop, leverage is handy, exactly. Use my engineering skills, which are pretty limited. So we're going to my dad was an engineer, And he was actually a civil engineer, and he worked for the city of Ottawa designing roads. So he used to bring home plans, which were like huge maps of the city. And I think that's one of the reasons our whole family is really into arts and crafts, because he would bring home plans from work and we would draw on the plans. And he had something called specs, which were books full of paper. And so one side was printed on with his work stuff and the other side was blank. So we would take these specs and bring them on trips and just use them and just draw pictures and play games and stuff. So this is my lame attempt at a paddle. It's a little bit interesting, but I don't think they're going to be hot sellers. So that was a try, and you know, we always have things that work and things that don't work. So let's bring this back, and I was thinking, why don't we start with something like that? That's pretty basic, and I'll get some 20 gauge wire because that's a good starting point. And I have either the soft wire, which is the copper. I'm out of silver and gold. I have to buy some more artistic wire. I'm more into the German wire these days, just because it's a nice half hard. Actually, this one's pretty good too. Maybe I'll try this one. It's like a brass, tarnish resistant brass. So how much? Why don't we start with about 15 inches to be sure, and I'll just write it on here. This is cute too, with the kind of this at the bottom that makes it more like waves, but it kind of also looks like treads. So I think I'll keep it simple. And of course, if you guys make these, you can do any kind of iterations of them. And we want to finish it at the hand. So in that case, and do we want to go down and do the paddle down there? Maybe. So let's leave our options open and bring this one around. Okay. And the one with the dog. Yeah, that one's cute. Maybe we could do that one. That one's adorable. And so let's just go ahead and do the circle, and let me know in the comments what you guys are working on. I'm almost done that collaboration video. I'm telling you, ooh, technology was not on my side for that one, but I'm doing my best to finish it. And then I have to send it to the company for approval, and then I'll be posting it. So look out for that. I think I'm going to make this a little smaller than the picture, because it looks like I might run out of wire. So let's go ahead and do this, and let's bring it out of the way so you guys can see. I'm contemplating changing the background that I work on, because I find the white, I don't know if it shows well or not, and we've tried it on the dark background, and I've asked you guys before, and I still don't know what's the best background to use. It's really hard to know. Okay, so I'm going to bring this one around here. I guess it's going to be a little bit small, but that's okay. So we're going to bend this one up here. I'm going to make this on the smaller side, I think, so I don't run out of wire. And then we're going to bend it down with the legs. Okay, I like these little stick figures. And then we want to bend it, start forming the paddle board. So we're going to take this across. So I was telling Sasha that I do sell paddle board and kayak earrings, but I don't do tutorials for the items I sell on Etsy. So I wanted to make her something different that she could make for herself or for gifts. And this is what I came up with for sketches. Let me just check that I'm doing the right thing. And you guys can use these ideas on the live streams and do your own spin on it. You can make the same thing. You can get the templates, whatever works. This is interesting. So, because sometimes it doesn't work. You know, we do our best. Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, this. I see what I'm doing. In my head, I'm working a little backwards. We're just trying to get this to work properly. I'm currently working on a watercolor leaf mandala. Wow, that's what your work is so pretty. Amber. I hadn't been in the art group for a couple of days, but every time I go in there, I'm so impressed. And then we have Serena's class on Saturdays or Sundays, so I'm looking forward to that because she was away for a month, so I can't wait to hear about her trip. Good for her for getting off social media for a month. Oh my goodness, I'm impressed. One day I'll do that. One day when I don't rely on social media to make a living, which I do currently. So, but one day I'll be able to disconnect when I retire. When I retire, maybe shut down all my social media. That would be fun. But I would miss the interaction. I do love the interactions on social media. It's just to have a matter of having a balance and not spending too much time. Okay, I'm wiggling this around to match it up a little bit. I know, 6 to 7 weeks. Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, I'm excited. Good timing. It's the fall. It's nice to get back to doing things like that. Okay, so I'm going to bring this one over. So this will be the one hand. We're going to bring it up. How far up? I guess about like that. Okay. And you could do the paddle with another color if you wanted to. So what it looks like we're going to do here is this bend, whoopsies, we're going to bend this one over and get that in there. Okay. And so the other arm is, oh, I'm looking at my other sketch. Oh man, sometimes I get mixed up. So we're going to bring this one up a little bit more. I had these markings on here because the last video tutorial I did was making bracelets with a jig, and I had to mark the pliers to show people, show which round part of the pliers would match up with one of the pegs on the jig. So that's, if you're wondering, that's why I have tape on there. Generally I just eyeball it, but I wanted to give people an option if they wanted to have a precise measurement. Okay, so we have one arm up, one arm down. Interesting. And then we're going to bring it down, bring the paddle down on an angle best we can. Okay, this way. And there we go. Metallic watercolors, that's fun. I've had moderate success with metallic watercolors. I find they're not, like, they're very subtle, right? They just give her a little glimmer, I guess. If you put the piece on an angle, you can more see the effect. But I find that they're very, how many round pliers do I have? I just took the wrong one. I find they're very subtle, yeah, very hard to see unless you hold them close and put them on an angle. So this, I'm trying to make it, move this over a bit. I'm trying to make it, oh, that didn't work at all. I might actually have to twist it around because this is looking a little funny. So what I might do is, I could finish it there, because it's doing, maybe it's going to work. We put one on top of the other. Looks a little strange, but how do I want to do this? We want to line these up a little bit. See, it doesn't really look like the picture anymore. Well, it looks like the picture, but it's like it doesn't super translate into the wire unless I clip that one off, which I might do, because I'm finding that looks a little strange. So I'm going to bring this one over, and okay, and maybe we're going to try. My idea was to put both wires down like that, but it's looking really strange. So what I might try to do is just clip it and then form the paddle with one wire. Let's try that. So I just bent that. We're going to always help the wire with the bend by bending it first, otherwise it gets super distorted. So we're going to hold that like that, and then open it up. It has to come up here a bit. Okay, is that going to be enough? Should be. So hold it tight, bring it over, clip it, Don't put through both wires. I've done that before. Okay. And bring this one up. I don't know how many times I've had to add wire because I clip it. And that's just...
Oh no. Oh, fuck. What is that, Heather?
great. So it's really hard to get it to stay. That's weird. It must be Mimi trying to connect to the internet. I'm gonna send her a message. That's hilarious. Let me just send her a message. You are on our live stream. Let's see if she sees it. Through Bluetooth. That's so weird. Did she leave though? Let me check. She's just on her way out. Oh, I think she's gone. Oh, do you still hear it though? Let me know, Amber, if you still hear it, because maybe there was a delay. What? Oh no, are you serious? Oh boy. Sorry, guys. I know she's having some issues with a project currently, so maybe that's it. Wow, that was bad. Did everybody hear that? Oh well. I don't know anyone who doesn't say the F word, but let me know in the comments if you absolutely never say the F word, and I will give you a hero biscuit, especially in the car. Yeah, I've tried to curb my swearing sometimes, and sometimes it just is the perfect word to say. Super faint. You heard it too? Oh man. Wow. Well, if I could clip it out of the live stream, I would. That's so funny. Like I say to Mimi, what's said in the Yaris stays in the Yaris. Except if you get it broadcast on YouTube. And then that's a different... I never use swear words. Good for you, Susan. Like, I'm very impressed. Very, very impressed. I don't know why. Sometimes it's just comes out. And if I could curb it, I would. The Yaris is usually safe. Exactly. How do you not swear? Okay, you know what I want to do is I want to take a speech course to also help me with my videos, because I find when I spend hours editing my videos because I say and so all the time, and it's really annoying. And it just means I have to do a lot of extra editing, and I mean I don't swear on my videos, but in public, like not in public, but in the car and stuff like that. So, anyways, if anybody knows how to stop swearing, please let me know, because I would love to improve my language and my speech, because I'm pretty obsessed with words and language in general. I love Scrabble. I love, the Thesaurus is one of my favorite books, and I just love words, and to be able to speak more eloquently and more polished without being a robot would be great. So let me know if you have any tips. There we go. So I'm just doing a little weird spiral here. I wasn't even thinking what I was doing, but just to make it a little more decorative. So it's kind of cute. There's no stopping. Corey, just tell me it's okay, and then I won't feel so guilty. There we go. Okay, so there we go. We have our funny little paddleboard figure that's kind of like that. We're just warming up here, so that's cute. It's actually quite cute. So that's an idea. My idea of bringing both wires down didn't quite work. I don't mind it with a single wire there. So let's go ahead and try something else. Yeah, there are a lot of words in the English language I could use. Yeah, I wish I just would think of using them. There we go. So let's do another one, maybe one of these. The overhead ones are cute too, and with the little bikini's cute, but I thought it would be cute to do just maybe a plain paddleboard, and then we should do a kayak as well. And we could also do a resin one. Maybe resin would be good. Why don't we do that? Appropriate time for every word. Yeah, as long as it's not too public. There we go. So we've got this. I'm going to get my tape. I'm going to get some scissors. And I am going to, what am I going to do here? I'm going to get a piece of paper because I don't want it to be on my background paper. So let me just get a piece of paper. Okay. And we're going to get some tape, and let's try to do a resin one. Why not? I brought the resin upstairs. I may as well use it. So we're going to get that, and as long as it's not every second word. Yeah, that can happen too. Yeah, the only time Mark speaks English is when he swears. So funny. Oh my goodness. Let's do this. Okay, so we're going to do this and this, and let's see which flat wire we're going to use, because I think the flat wire is better for the resin, and the thinner one I think will be better. So why don't we go ahead and use the 3mm, and we'll see if we can do something. I wonder if we can incorporate that paddle. Did I throw it in the garbage? What did I do with it? Ooh. Yeah, maybe not. We'll do something else for the paddle. So let's go ahead and cut some of the flat wire and do our just a little kayak like that. We'll keep it simple, and then we're going to put the paddle on top. We're going to see if this is going to work. I like this idea. Why don't we start with the bail part at the top? Okay, we're going to just turn it. Used to swear, but a lady told me what happened to her. She met a guy she really liked. She was in the middle of mall with friends, being a girl with her girlfriend swearing. Well, is there more to the story? I used to swear. You've been practicing with your mica powder. Awesome. Yeah, maybe I could do some color. So we're going to bring this one around. Yeah, resin's fun. That was Mustafa that got me stuck on resin. There we go. Let's go around here and push and bring it around, and we're gonna, I don't know how big to make this. I don't want to make it too big. So we're gonna bring this, I hope I cut it long enough. We're gonna bring this one up here and then around. But the key then is to how do we do it in a way that we, you know what I'm gonna do? Because I never know what to do at the end, but if we put it up like that, we can always attach it with a little wire after. So let's do that. I'm going to, I should have cut the ends the same size maybe, because I never know exactly how long to make these. I'm gonna clip this first. I should have started at the bottom. And I'm gonna bring this one around. Oops. Yeah, we're gonna bring this one here and around here. let's do that. Perfect. Well, the guy took her home, and his mother was the lady at the mall that was serving the girls. Oh my goodness, that's so bizarre. Wow, what are the chances, eh? What a story. That's a good lesson. Yeah, that's a very good lesson. Yeah, to me it was one time I was at a coffee shop with Mimi and her friend, who's an older man, well, my age really, and we were chatting, and at some point I swore, and then I caught myself, and I'm like, ooh, that's not appropriate. But it was just, I don't know, I was relaying a story. Probably the story was a story about the car. There's something about cars and swearing. That might have been it. So I try to be a little bit more conscious about it. But quite honestly, I'd love to take a class with a speech therapist or speech pathologist or whatever they call them. It would be interesting. Yeah, I'm sure they could give you some tips and tricks. Yeah. Yeah, I never wanted that to happen to me. Yeah, I understand. Okay, so there we've got that. Now the hard part with the resin is how to get this part flat, because usually when you do resin, you know, you have a kit and it's got all these forms that are pre-made and they're sit flat, but look, it's not a great shape. It's a little bit wonky. I don't know what to do with that shape. Goodness gracious, it's like good on one side, not good on the other side. Yeah, trying to get it even. Maybe because the sides aren't exactly the same side. I probably should have measured it a little better towards the template. So if you trace the template, that might be good advice. There we go. We're gonna see. Perfect. Because it's quite narrow at the bottom. Anyways, if it's not perfect, I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm going to have to put it this way because it's a little taller than that. So if we go like this, and we can go ahead and maybe do a little layer of resin in the bottom. So I'm going to plug in my thing. There we go. If you are in a setting that you won't swear because it's being respectful, you can do it all the time. Yes, yeah, it's just definitely good to be aware, that's for sure. Okay, so let's get this down. And, oh, I didn't bring up my mica powder, but I probably should. Let me go grab the powder. I'm not sure what color. I have quite a few colors. There's like maybe purple. Looks pretty good. Okay, so let's try the purple. And we're going to get that out there. There. So cool. Thank you. Purple rules. Yay. Okay, so let's do some purple. I'm a little worried it's going to leak under the edges, but we're going to do our best. And let's get a little spoon. I haven't done resin for a little while. Okay, and let's put some, nope, the side. Okay, little purple. There we go. Mix it up. Oh, oops. Oopsies. I don't know what to do about that. Oh, it came right off. That's good. Just the powder went flying. So there we go. We're going to mix this up. And it's so pretty, this mica powder. Oh my goodness. It's really amazing. There we go. Yeah, it's the one thing that I found that really is the nicest with the resin. Now I don't want to put too much, because I don't want it to take too long to set. And we're going to spread it and hope that it doesn't leak. And then we're going to put some details in it. I might have to, should be enough. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to put it under the light. Let me put it at the side, and then we can do some other stuff. Okay, so let's move this over. And I was thinking maybe we could do a paddle and put it on top, but fill it in with, do we have gold resin? That's, or gold powder, that's purple, this is gold. So let's try to do a paddle with gold inside. This is pretty good, so let's try that. And I will try to make a paddle that's about the same size. And I'm not going to worry about how to attach it, because I'm just going to glue it on, I think. So let's go ahead and show what to do with the rest of the resin. I don't want to waste it. I have to see what else. Maybe I have a little thing, a little shape that I can put it in. Let me see what I got. Oh yeah, I have all these, still have all these shapes that I haven't really used. Let's see. Well, Patricia and I were working on those, what do you call them? Spoons. Yeah, I don't know if I want to use any of those. Okay, let's go ahead and do the paddle and see how we're going to finish it. Let me just think for a minute. Okay. So we're going to use a mold. I could use the mold. Do I have any little mold? Oh, I do have these little molds that I did one time, and I didn't do anything with it. Because remember I think I used some molds at one point, and I didn't end up doing anything with it, because there's not, I mean, maybe the little ones, because I don't really have enough to do much of anything. But why don't we do a couple of the purple ones? At least that will use it up. Hopefully I have an equal amount to put in each one. There. And the last time I think I did some yellow ones, and they end up being a little bit too thick. They were just odd. I wasn't sure what to do with them, so maybe purple would be better. The other ones weren't like a super nice color, but purple's nice. So let's do that. Okay, and then I can just put it under the light, and I'll be able to reuse the pot. So let me just make sure. Yeah, it went all around. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna bring these over here, put them under the light. We're gonna bring this guy back so we can make a paddle. I'm gonna put this all under the UV light, just at the sides so it won't distract. And wipe my hands. So I'll probably have to put this under the light again, but I just wanted to get the approximate size. So if we're to put a paddle, I put a holographic maple leaves in. Whoa, that sounds cool. Yeah, send me a picture. I would love to see that. That's really cool. Actually, if you DM it to me, I could show people too. So now we're going to do the paddle. About what size though? This might not be the right size wire, but we're going to see. So if we take this around here, oh, you can still see this. Let me move it over so it's off screen, because that's a little bit distracting. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our paddle. I'm going to bring this out like that. There. A decent size, I think. I'm actually not sure. I get mixed up with the shapes. If it should be square or round. I guess you could do any shape that you want. So if we bring this one up here, and then up here, okay. I love the sound of that. Can you send it? Yeah. Yeah, if you can send it to me, let me know and I can show it on my iPad. That sounds so cool. Okay, so now we're going to see about what size this paddle would be. If we put it here, it's going to be around like that. Is that going to be big enough? I guess so. I think so. Yeah, maybe. And we're just going to finish it off like this, I think. So if I take the end and put this around here, okay, and to make it more fancy, maybe I'll do a little spiral or something. It just seems a little plain. And even though maybe it wouldn't be that accurate, well, a spiral might be distracting. So what if I just want to pinch these together? So what if I just, if we want to make it look like it has a handle, we could bring this over, okay, and maybe bring this back that way, okay, here, there, bring it in, and then I'm going to put the light on again over there. We're going to bring that over here and then back. Maybe that's a little wide, but I'm going to bring it back here. That's fine. And then back this way. Okay. Oopsies. Okay. Back here. And then back this way. So there's a few ways you could do the paddle. This is kind of interesting. You could just make these as earrings if you want. Oh, Mirch is back. Yay. No major flooding. Hope everything's okay. Paddles are playing. You're right. They are playing. There's no two ways about it. There we go. Usually when I do paddle earrings, I just put some beads in them. So this is kind of cute. This is a little bit odd. We can maybe bring this one down a bit. Okay. But let's put some resin at least in this part of the paddle. So I think I could just stick it back here. We don't need much. We really don't need much. Let me get a lid and a toothpick. Okay. See. Lid. Oh, there's a lid. We need one. I just have to get toothpicks. I was just saying, where's a lid that doesn't match a pot when you need one? So I just grabbed this one. Because there's always odd lids and odd pots. So I don't need much. We're just going to do a little drop, and a little bit of powder, very little bit of powder, okay, teeny bit. It's like shaking out pepper. You don't want too much. Oh yeah, that wasn't good. There we go. So we're going to bring this one. Oh, we can always add more. There we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like I have it actually totally reminds me, I have a pot of garlic powder in one of those little square pots. What's it called? Clubhouse spices or something. And it has one little hole on one end that's big and a little hole on the other end that's little. And when I put it onto sprinkle it on when I'm cooking, it just goes everywhere. And garlic powder is so light, and it just, doesn't come out in a little sprinkle or little chunks. It comes out in this weird powder that goes everywhere. And that's a little extra bit that I don't need. So now, I told my daughter never to get divorced. Living with mom is so hard. Oh no. Well, there we go. I hope your washer is fixed. There we go. We're going to bring this one in here. We're going to fill this up. Hopefully I made enough. I hope I made enough of this resin. I tried to make very little, but no, I hope I have enough. Okay, now I think I'm not, whoops, I'm not gonna bring it up the handle because the idea is just those wires stay beside each other. Oh my goodness, my old high school colors used to be purple and gold. Look at this. So we're gonna bring this back, put it under there again. 1, 2, 3. Let's see if this set enough. Because if that's set enough, I can pop it. That's the thing, when you put it under the lamp, it just pops out and you can use it again. So that's good. We've got that. And then this one, did it set enough? We're gonna see. Yep, it just pops out. So that's how you clean your silicone pots, is you just put it under the light, and there we go. I am going to have, yeah, Amber, you have a good arrangement with your parents there and your doggy daycare business. My goodness, you've got a full house with all your fur babies. So we're gonna let that sit for a second. We're gonna let that set, and this is what we have here. So I do want to do some little doodads in there to make it fancy. So we can do some little spirals, maybe with a 20 gauge wire. I have 22. Like I said, I'm really low on 20 gauge silver and gold, which is unfortunate because I use those a lot. So let me, oh, you know what? I think I have a bit of silver downstairs. That's not even the right size. Let me go grab, I think I have a little bit of silver artistic wire downstairs. I'm getting my exercise, that's for sure. See, I have a little bit of the silver, and I've been using more of the German wire, but it's half hard, so I'm better to go with something that's the softer wire. So I don't waste any of this. I'm just gonna work right from the roll. I'm gonna get my round pliers. I'm actually gonna get my favorite round pliers, which are these guys, the top pliers, and those are, I think those are linked up in my descriptions, but these are the best. They're like stainless steel, they're smooth wire, and they are small, like I would call, these are precision pliers. They're really, really nice. So we're going to bring this one around, make sure that loop is closed. Okay, and then we're going to form our spiral. And then you can get, we'll start like this. I usually do them on a cone, but because it's a small spiral, I'm going to do it this way with our nylon jaw pliers. And we're going to bring it in. And let's check about the size. Yeah, we're going to just make a little spiral up there. And then we can do something lower down. Okay, I think like that. Okay, so I'm going to just give it a clip here. And that'll go up there. And then maybe some little details there. I don't know. I feel like this has got concave. Resin experts, let me know, like, why would that happen, that it seems to be high at the sides and concave at the bottom, even though I thought it was sitting flat. Maybe my surface wasn't flat enough, but there seems to be a little bit of an issue there, which is unfortunate. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to, ooh, yuck, look at this. This did not set. It's too opaque. Whoa, okay. That's really opaque. So I'm going to put it over here under the light again, upside down. I think Susan told me that you have to be careful if the resin's really opaque. Whoa, yeah. Okay. Now let us go ahead and do something in here to the detail, but I think, like I said, I'm wondering if it's because it kind of curved a little bit. I'm not sure why. It's very odd. There we go. Okay, we're gonna go like that. Because I was thinking maybe I could do these little V's. It's gonna be difficult to get them to sit properly, I think. I'm not sure if this is the best idea. So we're gonna try this. Okay, what if we did like in there? Let's see. I think we're gonna have to put the resin in and then stick this into C. We can try it. Let's do some that are a little bit bigger. Okay. The mica goes a long way. Yeah, I think I overdid it. I think you're definitely right about that. Yeah, that's the trouble when you shake it out of the pot. I definitely got too much mica, especially with the gold. I feel like it's really opaque. Okay, so let's do this and that. Oh, I like this actually. I wasn't sure how I was gonna like this, but it looks good. So if I can put some clear resin in there and put this on top, it should be all right. Okay, we're just doing little V's, and we're gonna see if that matches up. Cure it longer, yeah. Ooh, okay, I don't think that's the right size. There we go, let's check. Okay. Maybe that one should be a little longer. Okay. Cut that and make it a little longer. Actually, what if, like, to get it the same size, you almost have to bend it like completely in half, or you can measure it with a ruler. We're going to clip it, and then we're going to bring this back. Okay, and here, and there. Okay, perfect. So let's see if that's going to be a little too big now. So let's just clip a little bit off either side, just a teeny bit. There. Okay. Let's see how that is. Still maybe a little big. Yeah, it's going to be too big actually because we have the spiral at the top. So let's go ahead. Maybe it should have been. Let's take a little bit more, just a bit. Okay, a little bit more. The V's are good, eh? Not sure where to send the pic. Messenger would be great. Yeah, Messenger would be great. I can get that on my iPad. Okay, so we're gonna do this. It's a little finicky. This one I'm not sure. Maybe one side's a little long. Let's trim that one a little bit. Okay. Yeah, the V's are cool. I like them. Okay. Okay. I think that's good. My hands are shaky though. That's just, I guess it's just age. I don't know. Maybe I drink too much coffee. There we go. Let's do that. I'm gonna keep putting the resin on the paddle, and let's go ahead and we are going to, yeah, Corey, let me know if you send a pic and I'll open it up on my iPad. Okay, let's get that in there and bring that around. Okay. Hopefully there's no bubbles. We could get the heat gun to get the bubbles out, but that would require me to go downstairs again, and there's no guarantee I'm going to find it. So we've got that, and let us take this. Oh, Corey messaged me. Okay, so Corey, I am going to, just let me set these, and I will go to the messenger once this is under the heat lamp. So I'm going to take this from here maybe. Okay. Place that. And then this one. I can adjust them in a sec. Let's just get them placed somewhat in place. Okay. And this one. Okay. So now we're going to try to position these in a way. See, it is concave. Wasn't flat. Did we find out why it's doing that? I wonder if it's even. The purple is even set. Sorry. Okay, let's try that. Let's try to even it out. I'm wondering if I even set the purple properly. We're gonna see. Yeah. It's very makeshift, guys. We're gonna see. So let's put this under the light again. It's highly possible my purple's not even set. I should have checked that. Okay, so there's that. Let me get my iPad. And if ever you guys have things that are relevant to what we're talking about and want to send me a picture, please do. So I'm going to just open up my iPad and see. Messenger. Okay, so let us, oh wow, these are cool. So these are like kind of iridescent maple leaves. Okay, can you guys see this? I might have to tilt the screen. That is very cool. Wow, so they're like transparent hearts with the with iridescent maple leaves. They're so tiny. How big are the hearts? Wow, they're really cool. Darker colors are usually ones that do that. Interesting. Yeah, that's really weird, eh? Maybe my surface wasn't, I should have put it on a hard surface. These are beautiful, Corey. Thank you so much for sharing. Amazing. In the land of lakes. Whoa. That's so cool. Any paddle boarders in your lake? Let's let that set a little bit. We're probably gonna have to do a couple of goes at it. And this one is cute too, eh? With the puppy, or like a continuous line drawing. That's from overhead. What else do we have? These ones are cute with a little bikini. The one in the circle is cute too. That might make a nice pendant. You could do that too. You could do with resin, I guess. If you did like an outside frame and then like a resin outside and then maybe the paddle. Why don't we do this one? Just because it's cute. But for that, I think I'm going to get thinner wire so we can get a little bit more detail. So let me just clean up my space a little bit. What gauge is that one? 18 gauge? Okay, I have them all categorized. This is the flat, so get rid of that. And I'm going to put away the resin. Is it closed properly? I think so. Okay, let's put these. This is where I clear my workspace a little bit so I don't go insane. There we go. Okay, so now let us, I'm going to keep doing the resin light a little bit more. Oh, you just discovered Messenger? Oh, you kayak, Corey, that's cool. That's so awesome. Good for you. Oh, I wish I could be at the lake. But yeah, I haven't been for a cottage for, well, I went last year very briefly. Here's we maybe use this color. I haven't been for a while. Maybe black, just for the silhouette. Could try that. But yeah, I would like to go to the cottage again. I might go in October. We're gonna see. We used to go for Thanksgiving, but we don't anymore because my parents aren't physically able to go. So my mom could go, but my dad can't. He's in a wheelchair, so that's not gonna work too well. But and my mom isn't a huge cottage person, so I don't think she really minds that she doesn't go anymore. She's a city girl, like me. I'm a city girl, but I do like the country sometimes, just to decompress and that. It's nice. It's very relaxing at a cottage by the lake. And oceans are nice too. So I just cut a couple of feet of the 22 gauge wire. I grew up with a canoe. Cool. I rode a canoe once. That's funny. Because you're not too near the water, are you, Amber? Because Seattle is near the water, but I don't think your house is near the water. I don't know if people paddleboard like near Seattle or not. We are here until Thanksgiving. I have to pop home for Lucy's diabetic sensor change. Oh, cool. Till Thanksgiving. Wow, that's a long time. Good for you. That's amazing. Okay, what are we doing? How do we want to do this? I think we'll just maybe start in the middle. And let me bend this. And then pretty soon I will try to put the resin thing together. Hopefully, I'm going to just keep pushing the button on the resin to make sure it's solid. I'm going to bring this. And then how do you do the dog? I guess we'll bring it kind of up and do the tail. It's going to be hard to get it really small. I guess you could have used a larger template and made it more. This would be a cute ornament. So that's definitely an idea, that you could do the same idea but print it larger to make an ornament. So we're going to bring this one over here and up here. And I want it to be a silhouette, so I'm not going to do the ear or anything like that. We're just going to keep it super simple. Oops, that's a long end of wire. Bring it in here. I don't want it too big though. Okay, let's bring this upside down. Sensor's working out for Lucy. It didn't work for Shadow, but she's in remission. Aw, sweetie. There we go. So now we're going to bring, it's amazing the kind of technology they have now. Medical technology for humans and pets. Yeah, it's great. There we go. So we're going to bring that one around here and down. Bring this one around. And am I doing this properly? I think so. I'm just going to bring this one, the foot, if it's in a good position. It should be good. And then let's just give it a little bit more detail by bringing this up. And this is where I need those precision pliers for this, but that's okay. We're going to bring that one here. Am I still on screen? There we go. There we go. This one. And that one, and then back this way. Okay, so there we go. We're going to bring this one back. So we've got the doggy, best we can. There we go, 21 years old. Wow, that's amazing. There we go, perfect. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to do that. And then this one, she'll go up there, and then this one, this is very thin and soft wire. This is the 22 gauge, but I wouldn't want to do anything thicker for the sample because you can't get the details. That's the trouble, is like you can't get the really fine details when you use a wire that's too thick. And even though 22 gauge is pretty flimsy, we're just going to go with it. Okay. So we're going to do that. One more push on the resin and hope that it's going to work. where are we now? Okay, now we're gonna bring this here and up, there, good. And we're going to, I'll try to do more of these designs for Sasha as well, because I'm not quite sure what she wanted to make, but this gives a good starting point for different things. And then if there's something else you guys want me to see of these designs, if you want me to tackle, just let me know, because sometimes I'm not sure what you guys prefer to see, something more simple, something more complex. But I'm happy to test out new designs, and if there are other subject matters you want me to do, we've done a lot. I have almost like the equivalent of a live stream a day, like for a year type of thing, because I have about almost 365 live streams. So there's definitely a lot of things I've already done. In case you guys are looking for something specific, you can always search this channel or the Wire or the Heather Boyd Wire channel to see if I've already done what you want me to do in the live stream. But I'm always open to try it again. So just let me know. There we go. So let's bring this one over here. Just trying to follow the template, mainly proportions, or proportion wise. I'm going to bring that one up here. And then that one here. And around. We're gonna get the round pliers and down. Okay, so this is, now how do we continue to do this and make it look like a silhouette? See, ideally, it would be nice to not have like wires crossing all over the place, but it's gonna be pretty well impossible to get it to look like a silhouette. So what we're gonna do is just try to continue with this. Try to keep them so they're gonna stay lined up. And we're gonna bend that one. Maybe bring it out a little more. Okay, bring it out here. And bring that one out here. Okay, let's see. It has to be a little higher. Okay. There. Okay, and there. I'm gonna bring this one up. And then I guess kind of bring this one down. How high? Yeah, bring it down a little bit. Maybe bring it down there. Maybe she can just hold it here. I think I'm going to form the paddle here. I'm going to bring this one down and start forming the paddles. We're going to bring this one out and down. Forget if it's supposed to be square around, but we can make it more square-ish. Bring it across and up. Okay. Bring that out a little bit more. And that way and up. Okay, so let's try that. Peggy! Hello, hello! Welcome! So let's bring this one up. And where do we want to finish that? Well, let me just see. I mean, I was thinking this, actually we could do something like this in a, maybe resin as well, but this is always the hardest part. Where do you finish the wire? Because you don't want too much. You know what? I think I'm going to just finish it here to keep it very simple. Okay. Let's bend this over. This is when you start doing too many twists and turns. it just gets too messy. And I want to keep this one as simple as possible to make it look like a silhouette. So we're going to do this 2 days in a row. There we go. So let's bring that one down. That'll be more or less in the right position there. We want these wires here to stay in the right position. Okay, we need these to stay in the same position here. So what you want to do is before you twist this wire around, we want to make sure you're holding that in the right position. So depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed, I guess. Because I want to try to do it in a way that I won't have to add more wire. But if we bring this one down, maybe bend this down a little bit more. This looks a little flat. We can bring this one out a little bit more. Bend it that on more of an angle, bring that around, and maybe we can give the thigh a little bit more shape. Because right now it looks very kind of square. So we're going to just turn it, bend that out. Sometimes just the littlest bend makes all the difference. And then if it's too high, you just roll it out a little bit. Okay. And from there, we want to see where it should be to stay in the position. We want to hold this, and let's just wind it around, just because you do have to finish it somewhere. So we'll wind it around. You'll be able to see this better too when I post the photos of it, because sometimes it's really hard to tell on the camera. But if we just give that a little clip, turn Mirton a Mariners fan. That's cute. That's so funny. That's baseball. I don't know my sports. Now this looks strange. I'm not gonna lie. That does look a little strange, but we have to finish it somehow. And this, I'm gonna put this underneath, so this is on top. It's okay. It's not the best. It needs a little bit more kind of sculpting and shaping. It's very difficult to translate designs into wire. So I think we've done okay. It's not bad. You can definitely tell what it is. You're gonna see better when I remove that. And in the photo, you'll see it better. The dog is cute. Dog is very cute. So let's just bring this one in a little bit. And the wire is so soft because it's 22 gauge. So that's an issue. This one, I have to push it back a little bit. Sometimes you have to bend it further than you think you have to bend it. And then the paddle's sticking out a little bit. So maybe we have to bring that out that way. It's cute. It's cute. Angela, hello, hello. Great job, thank you. Yeah, I mean the dog is cute. Yeah, the dog is definitely cute. So that's that one. This is sticking out though. It's because the wire is really soft. Sometimes when I have that issue, I almost bend it like back, like exaggerate it back further than I have to, and then I bring it back. And it helps. That's a great hack, because if your wire's not sitting in place, you have to bend it extremely the other direction. And now we have to fix her. Yeah, it's not bad. It's very stylized. So there's that. And then our unsuccessful paddle pendant. And let's go back to this one. Great on a painted. Yes, 100% Susan. That would be beautiful. So on a when I do that type of work, I put them on watercolor. So if you put that on a nice watercolor card, I've done sailboats, wire sailboats on watercolor cards, but doing the paddleboard would be so cute. I love that idea. Okay, is this gonna stick? Let me remove the tape for this guy. I think it's set. Okay, so this seems to have set. So we've got that. And then what I want to do is place the paddle. It's not bad. We're going to place the paddle, but we're going to have to put a decent amount of resin in there for it to hold. So let's go ahead. Love it. Thank you. Love that spiral. Yeah, the spiral's cute. So let's go ahead and put a decent amount. I think this surface isn't flat. That might be my issue. That might be the issue I'm having. So we're going to take this and we want to make sure it's going to stick. So we're going to put a decent amount of resin. Oh, maybe I put too much. Okay, let's get another toothpick. It's weird because before I saw you were online, I was making flat wire and resin earrings. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. You'll have to send me a pic. I'd love to see. I don't know if we have each other on Messenger, but you can always email me photos to heatherboydwire@gmail.com. Or maybe we've had discussions on my business page, Facebook. That's possible. I lose track of how I've connected with everybody. Okay, so there's that. Now this piece is a little deep in there, but what we want to do is attach it here, and hopefully, let me just look at the drawing. Yeah, if we put it like this, but we also want to be able to see. We want to be able to see the spiral. We want to be able to see maybe if it's in line with one of these or in between one of those, so we can see it. Composition is always tricky. And what we're going to have to do is, I think I'm going to have to hold it in place for the initial putting the light on. So it's going to stay in place. So let me just, if I hold it, you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm trying to adjust it so that it's going to stay in place. But I have to also not have my toothpick stick. Okay, let's just bring that up. It's very tricky. Let me see. I'm going to try to set it. Is this going to hurt my hands? Is it toxic? Let me know in the comments if it's going to actually hurt my hands. I think I should have pushed it down a little more, but now it's too late. So let's let that go for a second. I'm going to put my resin away. I don't think I'll need more of that. And I'll put that in the box. And then we'll have a look at what we did. And let me know if Messenger. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. So if we have each other on Messenger, you can send it to Heather Boyd Wire or Heather Boyd or Gmail. Although I can't open Gmail on my iPad. Yeah, I probably could actually. Yeah. So let me know what those crowns meant. Crowns? I can burn my fingers. Oh my gosh. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. So these are the other designs. If there's anything you want me to try in a future live stream, or because I could do more next week, unless you guys have another idea, just let me know. And Angela, let me know if you send me the picture. And if you send it like right now, I could show it on the live stream. Otherwise, I can put it in the community section after, because I'm pretty well done. I'm just going to do a little tidy up here and bring my iPad going out. Oh, I have it here. So you learn from experience. Oh man, did it hurt? Like how? That's bad. I didn't know. I had no idea. I thought it was innocuous. I guess not. Wow, that's really scary. Okay, so let me just double check. Angela, let me know if you're sending anything. If not, I'm gonna sign off. I'll just let the light finish so you guys can see it. I'm gonna put some of this stuff away. Just do a little tidy up. My wire's a big mess, so I'll have to put that back. I should be more vigilant about that. All I have to do is just wind it up. The first, second, and third place crown business. Oh, yeah, I don't understand how those work, to be honest. Did we figure out why they work? First, second. Does it mean the people that are most chatty? I'm not even sure. There's a lot of little functions on YouTube that I do not know what they are. So apparently there's also like some kind of hype button, and there's like all kinds of, you know, super chats, and I think even the community section is changing. I'm not sure. I heard somewhere that people can post in a community, but I'm really not super familiar with it. Starting to get, I think YouTube recently changed things, because there's a lot of functions that I don't know how they work. But hopefully I will learn at some point. TikTok does it too. Interesting. Yeah, it sounds a little elitist, but I am not sure how it works. So guys, this worked out pretty well. And this should hold together because we have the crossbar. You could, I guess, wind some wire around the top to hold it in place. I've done that before. So this, I would call that a success. I would call this was pretty successful. Wire's a little soft. And this was a giant fail. So let me know which one you like. I hyped your channel. We get, wow, oh, that's so sweet, Susan. Thank you. You hyped it too. Wow, that's so cool. I have to find out what that means. I have no idea, but it sounds exciting, that's for sure. Goodness, so I'm going to flip the screen. There's our neighbor's house again. And cute, thank you. Yeah, how do you do that? I have to figure that out. Let me flip the screen. Yay, there we go. Awesome. So huge thank you to Sasha for requesting kayak and paddleboard things. I had a lot of fun, especially with the resin. That was super fun. And note to anyone doing resin, don't put your fingers under the light because you will burn them. And thank you, Corey, for letting me know about that. I had no idea. So you guys, if you have any tips, I know Corey and Susan are very experienced with resin. If anybody else has tips, please let me know. And stay tuned. That collab video I was been talking about for a month is coming out really soon. I have to bring my computer to Apple because it keeps plugging with telling me I need more storage and I need more iCloud and little crazy stuff. But thank you, Amber, for always moderating the chat. And can we all wish Amber's daddy a happy birthday? I think it's this weekend day. It's not going to be on a live stream day, but happy birthday to Amber's daddy. I hope you have an amazing weekend together and lots of fun. And enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. And we will see you in the Wiremakers Club. And if ever you have any questions, or you just want to, you know, send me pics and stuff, just send them on Facebook or to my email. That would be awesome. So have an amazing day, and we will talk to you guys next time. Bye.